Hey, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Our new narrative with the broke capitalist here. And today I'm really excited, really excited. Just this weekend, I was joking around with my friend. And I said, we were talking about the upcoming debate between President Trump and Joe Biden. And I was like, man, that should be paid for view. You got a dude who apparently can't remember what state he's in or what time of day it is, whatever. That's how it's portrayed, right? And you got basically an insult comic in the White House. So you're going to get, I mean, dude, just as a guy who played the dozens all his life, this is a setup for disaster for Biden, right? Like, man, there's no way that's going to happen. But hey, they're going to push him out there. And basically Trump going, wop, 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 wop. And then everybody on the left is going to call Trump a meanie, while everybody on the right will be rolling on the floor laughing, right? And just imagine the memes that'll come out the next day. But anyway, with that said, I'm joking around with my friends saying, you know what, they should do pay-per-view and have Joe Rogan commentate it, right? Like that, we just laughing, having fun, drinking beers, right? So lo and behold, somebody's been listening to me again, I guess, because I wake up today and found this in my news stream. Where we at? From the National Pulse. I don't know who they are, but it was edited by Raheem Kassam, and some staff writer wrote it, I guess. But Trump agrees to 4-hour Biden debate hosted by Joe Rogan. Man, this is incredible. I do, replied President Trump to a tweet from UFC fighter Tim Kennedy urging a 4-hour grueling debate between the commander-in-chief and his would-be replacement, Joe Biden. Now, Kennedy's tweet read, on my podcast with Joe Rogan, right? He offered to moderate a debate between Joe Biden and the president. It will be 4 hours with no live audience, just the two candidates, cameras, and their vision of how to move this country forward. Who wants this? Hashtag debates. Donald J. Trump, I do. Wow, man. I guess he like, I'll be your Huckleberry. Man, this'll be, I can't wait, man, but you know it ain't. I'll be shocked and amazed if they agree to this. And even if Biden's camp agrees to this, can't you just hear the excuses like when it doesn't happen, like they agree, but he don't show up? It'll be like one of my favorite scenes in the Blues Brothers when Jake was on his knees pleading to Gary Fisher's character. He's like, you know, because he ain't show up for their wedding or whatnot. And he's like, you know, I ran out of gas. I had a flat tire. My tux didn't come back from the cleaners. It was locusts. There was a terrible flood. I swear to God, it wasn't my fault. You know, so you know, I just can't imagine Joe. I mean, not Joe. Biden agreeing to this, and you already hear it. The reason you won't agree to it is they're going to label Joe Rogan an alt-right extremist, even though Joe Rogan is just a guy with common sense to me. I mean, Joe Rogan has had, if he's so alt-right, but look at the track record. He's had Bernie Sanders on there for 2 hours by himself. He's had Tulsi Gabbard, I think a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken, Democrat. Bernie Sanders, Democratic Socialist. He's had what's that guy? The universal basic income proponent, Democrat, on this show. Come on, man. The guy is definitely socially speaking anyway, he's definitely liberal, leaning to the left. So I would love to hear like Joe Rogan won't get him a fair shake, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, if they do accept this, it's over. It's over. I've already been saying 2020 will be the end of the Democratic Party as we know it, right? And this gives me an opportunity to talk about a program or a policy, a system that the Democrats really, really fought for. I mean, they really fought for it. And, it, on its face, to some, it sounded pretty good. I mean, it was, it sounds similar to what we hear today, like universal basic income or universal medical or medical care for all or whatever. But, I mean, they were really serious about it. I mean, it was their platform for a long time. It's you basically, if you worked, or even if you didn't work, if you worked, you didn't work, you got clothes, you got house, you got food, Medicare or medical care. So that's if you're productive. So that's a good thing. If you weren't productive, you still got those things. You were still taken care of. And in retirement, like when you couldn't be productive because you had a long life of working, they'll take care of you. That program will take care of you as well. So even, 10 years of retirement and funeral services, all that is taken care of. Now that program was being pushed and defended by the Democrats, and you have people in the Democratic Party, butting heads about this thing. And one of the major disagreements was what to call it, right? So you had this guy, George Fitzhugh, and I bring him up a lot on this podcast. George Fitzhugh wrote this book. It's called Sociology of the South, The Failure of Free Society. And cannibals all, or slaves without masters. So this dude, Democrat, was pissed at other Democrats because they wanted to call that system I just described to you socialism. And he's like, no, call it what it is. It's slavery, and it's a great thing. Not just for these Africans, right? This dude was a proponent of slavery for everybody. He was mad that they was discriminating and just having slavery for Black people. His reasoning on that was basically slavery's been around as long as the written word, and it's a great system. And so basically he was mad, saying that why would you want to take that system away from the individual slave owner, basically, and hand it all to the government, right? Well, needless to say, George Fitzhugh lost his debate, and the Democratic Party went on to call that system basically socialism. But he got in a few punches, and some great quotes in these books, man. Socialism is the science of slavery. Socialism is slavery without the whip. So basically, this Democratic Party that people who look like me are so in love with. I mean, just vote blindly for the Democratic Party since the 60s. They haven't changed. They've been Democratic socialists prior to the Civil War. So I want you guys to share that with the social justice warrior near you. Stay tuned for more updates on the debate between Trump and Biden. Hopefully, the Biden camp agrees to this. But can you imagine that? Like, if it was like a ring, like a boxing ring, who would be in Trump's corner? Who would be in Biden's corner? So in Biden's corner, you will have like the BLM founders, those Marxists, right? Patricia, Kalors, the trained Marxists. You have Portland's mayor in his corner. You'd have somebody with a hat on, one of these women's rights people, these feminists, these ultra feminists in his corner, right? And then in Trump's corner, you have Candace Owens to just take away the black victimization at his knees, right? She's going to train Trump in, you know, how to take that out at his kneecaps. And then you have, who else would you have? The Covington kid, right? That CNN, the mass media just defamed, and they got sued, and right, you had a Covington kid. If you don't know who the Covington kid is, please just go put in Covington kid. I mean, they just did this guy such a disservice, and I'm glad he sued, and I'm glad he won. And then probably you just have a regular person with common sense in the center, right? Just blindly pick somebody out of the American population, somebody who's like not ultra this or ultra that, right? Just common sense. What have you done for me? You as a politician, work for me. What have you done for me, right? That person in Trump's camp, and who's going to win that? So with that, man, I want y'all to please like, share, and subscribe. Please share this information because I'm a small channel and I need some subscribers so I can get boosted up so the algorithms can catch on to it and spread it automatically or whatnot. Right now, we got to do this manually. So please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Share this with somebody you love, someone you don't like, somebody, you don't know, a SJW, whatnot. Leave some comments in the section so people can have a conversation about this stuff. Be nice, though. Okay? And with that, wish you guys a good week. Hope you're having fun. Talk to you soon. God bless and good night.